I'm here with Xander Sullivan out of PWA in Sydney, a man who started his career in Queensland, moved over to Sydney during COVID, and you will now see him as part of the Third Eye. So, man, they're an interesting group. Xander's an interesting fella, but a very, very savvy technician. This was definitely one of my favorite roles. A bit of a different style. He had kind of a mix of everything. There was a little bit of British influence wrestling in there, a little bit of grounded freestyle wrestling type work, just a bit of everything, and a lot of things that I would do too. So in a way, it was kind of like dealing with my own problems, just being annoying there because that's what I like to do: be creative, be annoying, make my own fun. At some point, I kind of feel like I've done everything I know in these flow rolls 10 times over. So coming up with new things is probably my favorite part of it all. I'm big on novelty, and I don't like doing the same thing over and over, especially in a training sense. I like to mix it up. See what works. Now switching that into the bridge. And not a clue what I'm doing here, but it ends up in a little bit of a knee ride on the lower back. And again, hard to see with the angle, but I am just collecting limbs and not a clue what's going on. But you know what? It kind of worked, so I'm pretty happy with it. But then transitioning out to the left arm, as we do, Western style pro wrestling, always target the left into an arm wringer. Now I let Xander go to work. Definitely someone who's underrated, I think, on the Aussie scene. And, starting to make a few waves now. He has built his name up in Sydney, which is definitely not an easy place with the level of talent going around and just a high level of competition. Boom, into the armbar. Love my armbars. 100% my favorite submission in the legitimate world of grappling. Fun fact, all of my jiu-jitsu victories have been via armbar. You could call me a one-trick pony. I would definitely not argue that. A little bit of a sloppy cartwheel. Definitely no gymnast. One thing I do like to do with these flow rolls, although it is at 60% and we're kind of working with each other and just allowing each other to play, I do like to give a little bit of resistance here and there just to see what comes out of it. I feel like you can add layers of drama when people are resisting and providing a bit of fight. But if we're just being ragdolls out there, then another armbar, go figure. Yeah, if we're just being ragdolls out there, it's not gonna help. And just there, I had him in the armbar. If you go back, you'll see that I threaded my cameraman got taken out by a bridge. I threaded my left leg through to set up for the triangle. People are generally going to try to stack you when they're in an armbar. And if you've got your leg threaded through, basically they're just putting themselves in a triangle choke. So that's where we ended up. He went for the Imanari roll. I knew what was going on, so I turned my back, which turned to be a really bad idea because he kind of pinned my leg there, which if he was a more selfish man, he could have German suplexed me with the leg trap, but he didn't. Thank you, Xander. Now locking on the cravat. Absolutely not willing to let go. I'm looking for different ways out. I went for the body slam. He held on. I tried to change position. He held on. I tried to roll him through. He holds on. So when all else fails, just spin out and break the hold. Okay, I thought that was going to work better, but then he just kind of attacked my legs. Shame on me. Little Hadaka spin, attacking the legs into a figure four ankle lock. One of I'm just butchering my own mentor's name. One of Akuto Hadaka's moves that he definitely put me in many, many times back in the day. Now he's got a bit of a Cobra Clutch type position here. One thing Xander is great at is just kind of chaining holds onto holds. So, you'll be in peril, you'll look for a way out, and before that thought can even really be completed, he's already kind of moving to the next position. So it makes things really, really tricky, but it's such an entertaining style. It's the type of stuff you'll see from a Zack Sabre Jr. And there I just used the sucker drag, trap the arm into the crossface. Sucker drag being my favorite way out of a front headlock. Now he's pulling the fingers. I don't know, man. Bit of a conspiracy. I don't think that's legal in pro wrestling, but I digress. Kept a hold of the leg. Just a bit of hyperextension. Again, been a little bit creative with this. Just a modified half crab. That wasn't intentional. When I grabbed him in the half crab, my leg configuration just wasn't right. I had my leg in the wrong spot, and I kind of realized halfway through the move that if I turned into a conventional half crab, we were just going to get mixed up with each other. So, yeah, I turned into that lion tamer kind of version. And now finishing the flow roll with a bit of a modified cloverleaf. Thank you for watching.